Hello, I'm Michael Souza. I'm doing this small video in English. This is to my YouTube channel that usually has Portuguese content, but I'm creating this video because this is the result of a presentation that I've done at IADE, which is called the Creative University, a university about design, creativity, and I've participated in the event about the future of work, and I've tried to share some of my ongoing research and my ongoing projects about the use of analog games, especially games that have an influence in their designs related to the tabletop games, contemporary, what we call modern board games usually have. So I've prepared 4 slides that I will put here in the video, and it's a way to record this information and have a content in English that is useful to share with anyone that is working on these subjects in this field. That can be a starting point so we can collaborate and work together if it is applicable and if it's of any use to you. Well, what I call this presentation was transforming modern board games into work tools, ongoing practices. This first case is about the Europe Security project. It's a Urbact project that I've been developing. I've created a serious game that have the novelty of being created in a co-creative process. So we have a final game, but the final game resulted from 2 stages where I've created reunions and gatherings where the citizens and the stakeholders identified through several games and several game dynamics or dynamics that were inspired by games to identify problems about urban security of a specific zone, urban zone in Leiria. And then we've done several of these sessions, and we have identified the priorities and the solutions for these problems. So this was a project to engage citizens and stakeholders in a collaborative planning process, urban process. And this was specifically done to foster creativity, equal participation, democratic decision making, and of course collaboration. Some of the design elements used in these 2 first steps that were the steps before developing the game that would be a tool to deliver solutions and to deliver decision making. Some of these design elements were hidden roles and drawing and storytelling as mechanisms to help the participants express themselves, to create novelty, and some with some disruption elements that allow them also to converge to define some solutions that would help me to build the serious games in the 3rd step of the process. Another example is the Jim to Be Kind ongoing process. It is a project from the Gulbenkian Foundation. It's called the Academy of Knowledge of Gulbenkian. This process, we highlight here the debriefing and allowing the students to play games and train skills, discuss and learn through this very interactive process, so they can trade some skills and can use them later in their activity and professions. They are ELF students, and they can also learn how to do simple games to create therapeutic games, something that we are expecting to be something of value for them. This also develops some skills like creativity, collaboration, and decision making. And this was done by using very different games to inspire them and to train the skills. Another project was something that I've done at Portugalense University in north of Portugal, in Porto. And this was a seminar about urban sustainability. And here I created a process that allowed the participants to model urban reality. This was the urban zone of Paranhos in Porto. This was to approach urban sustainability, and the specific goals was, of course, collaboration and the collective decision making, and the colors and the volumes of the pieces model land uses and the percentages of occupation of the soil and the urban density, and the tracks and the tech tracks was a game design element to allow to control and record these urban indicators. Another example was when I've conducted several training courses and several classes, and some of them were done online, where we can use some of these games, small games, for example, these dice games, to be ice-breaking exercises, and some exercises that help us to do storytelling, which is something that is very useful. In this case, was a course about geriatric for the geriatric technicians and for the geriatric social institutions, where these games can be a very useful way to recall memories and to reinforce the memories and the information that the seniors can have and can remember and can share with the technicians and the other seniors that use the same spaces and do the same activities. So this is a very simple use of games that we can use for the specific purpose. Here it was the senior users, but this is a way to transform these simple games into tools that technicians can use in health, in social institutions, for example, and this can be done online. So this was only 4 examples of some of my ongoing work. I've always trying and testing and try to develop a lot of strategies. This is an example how these tangible and material activities that the design of tabletop and modern board games can inspire us to do. In this post pandemic, we will return to some of the presential and face-to-face activities, so we can use these games to achieve some of our goals, for example, trading skills, but also producing something new and also deliver, for example, these therapeutic approaches that are based in games. We know that in the post pandemic, this was also something predicted in what we call the post-digital movement. We will have digital tools and we'll be doing a lot of digital things continuously, like I'm doing this video right now, but we will try to find those things to do physically, face-to-face, that have higher value and added value to the digital tool. So the future will be hybrid, and we should use the best of each world, the better tools for each purpose. So this is my presentation. I hope my English was understandable and the record is made for those that find this of any use. Thank you.